New York Post, Disney cruise ship staffers among 28 arrested in massive child porn operation. They raided a whole bunch of ships. Families hoping to make memories on the cruise were unknowingly surrounded by alleged child predators working aboard the ships, according to law enforcement officials. Yeah, where do you think the spiders come, where the flies are?
It's repulsive. It's disgusting. We know that Hollywood is a cesspool of demonic pedophilic behavior. So too is Disney, it would seem, and everyone should just stay the hell away from it because you're asking for trouble by going there. It would seem by their own conduct, by their own arrests, and by their own employees.
This is a big story, and I've been researching it during the breaks. But we already had a report out yesterday. Special report: Disney is disgusting. Their obsession with pedophilia, basically the whole operation. You've got Lindsey Graham, when he's starting wars, he goes and spends 3 days with the Princess Wand wandering around Disney World there in Orlando. Well, now this, New York Post, Disney cruise ship staffers among 28 arrested in massive child porn operation. They raided a whole bunch of ships. Families hoping to make memories on the cruise were unknowingly surrounded by alleged child predators working aboard the ships, according to law enforcement officials. Yeah, where do you think the spiders come, where the flies are? U.S. Customs and Border Patrol protection, 5 cruise ships, including the Disney cruise, docked in San Diego between April 23rd and 25th as part of an ongoing child sexual exploitation material enforcement operation, CBP spokesman told the California Post. After boarding the vessels and interviewing 26 suspects, crew members from the Philippines, one suspected crew member from Portugal, and another from Indonesia, officers confirmed all subjects were involved in either the receipt, possession, or transportation or distribution of viewing CSEM on child pornography. And he goes on from there. You know, remember Heidecker produced for Adult Swim, the guys that have taken over The Onion with Bloomberg, about, we've got child clown cruises where you get to rape the children on the cruises. It's so much fun. We got to poison them, but don't poison them too much. You got a dead kid. That's so fun. And then I didn't play the clip yesterday, but very well-known comedians have gone public on the Jimmy Dore show. In fact, I'll get to this later after everybody's, because I got Mike Adams coming up next hour. I'm going to go ahead and play the clip of well-known comedians saying, oh, no, these people, I know them personally. They are Satanists. Well, when you're obsessed with your comedy is the most hardcore Satanism and terms I didn't even know. I had to go research. It's like hardcore dark web. This is 10 years ago, 5 years ago, before this stuff was even known. I mean, whoa, look at our enemies. Look who they are. Oh, gosh, we've got the sex slavery. Have your way with the children on the ship. It's so much fun. Written by Tim Heidecker. And now you got this. Wonder what kind of cruises he's been on. What's on his hard drive? I don't know. I'm just saying.
You know, have you seen? I mean, it's been a long time. The movie was it Road Trip? It was Road Trip. And the female actress in the movie, at one point, she's on a bus, and the perverted guy happens to be the director of the movie, licks her toes, and then she just says, like, are there any normal people out there? The more I just hear about, you know, the amount of people who are getting arrested who have, you know, I won't say positions of power within movements, but people in these entities that are busted for the most heinous of all crimes. And like, I'm left here thinking, I appreciate I'm somewhat eccentric and quirky and have my whatever, you know, unique habits in terms of like being a weirdo, but everybody is a flipping criminal weirdo in life, it seems, and they hide in plain sight. And like you astutely observe, like they go to the places where they are, allowed to, enabled to, or have access to the objects of their perversions. And you hear of these stories growing up. They make their jokes, you know, very public jokes, like Seth MacFarlane making his Weinstein jokes, like Ricky Gervais making their jokes. They all know that it goes on. They indicate it to the public either as some sort of confession for fear of their sins, or as a, you know, showing how much power they have. They can actually publicly joke about it. It's repulsive. And I don't know what the solution is. People make the wood chipper joke very often, but this is demonic level perversion to the extent it's going to, you know, bear out in courts and everyone's innocent until proven guilty, et cetera. And, you know, to the extent the FBI is not planting CP on these people's computers, which I don't believe they are, it's just, you know, par for the course. It's perversion.
Well, also remember how the Disney Cruise Lines for decades went to Jeffrey Epstein's island.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, no, they would pull up there and then they would snorkel and do a beach trip there. And now Lutnick, who said he never talked to him after the first time he met him, Turns out went to his island, did all this stuff years later. But he said he was never alone, though. He always brought his children, so it was okay. Luddy testifies he can't recall why his family lunched on Epstein Island.
Well, that much I do remember, because during the debacle of the Epstein rollout, and I was hypothesizing that, I didn't think anything was incriminating on Trump in particular, but it would certainly embarrass people within his orbit. And then when it became disclosed that Lutnick had gone to the island with his nanny and his wife and his kids, and this was after he had told Miranda Devine in an interview, though it wasn't under oath, that he had a one and done with Epstein when he went to his apartment. That was his literal next door neighbor. And then Jeffrey Epstein said, do you like massages? The right kind of massages. And he was so creeped out, he said, one and done, I'm done with this guy, never seeing him again. And then, embarrassingly enough, for whatever the reason, finds himself lunching with nannies and kids and his wife on the island. Again, not attributing any nefarious deeds until evidence to the contrary comes out, just to highlight whether it's political pressure, whether it's him knowing that he did something wrong. It's all disgusting. It's all very gross and grotesque, and which is why I say, stick to your family, stick to a small orbit of people that you can actually trust, and don't trust anybody out there, because they prove themselves to be not just fundamentally untrustworthy, demonic. And when you show those clips of, at some point, whether or not it becomes an inside joke, like, let's see how many insignia of child pornography we can actually slip in to kids' cartoons, sort of like the Tyler Durden slipping in male penis in one splice in kids' cartoons, just as a gaffe. Whether or not it's a gaffe or whether or not it's them telling you what they're doing, it's repulsive, it's disgusting. We know that Hollywood is a cesspool of demonic pedophilic behavior. So too is Disney, it would seem, and everyone should just stay the hell away from it, because you're asking for trouble by going there, it would seem, by their own conduct, by their own arrests, and by their own employees.
We've been right about the poison shots and raised the main alarm, and right about the open borders, and right about the wars, and right about the entire agenda. That's why the bad guys want us off air. And that's why it's such a revolutionary act when you take the live feed from Real Alex Jones on X or on Rumble at AJN Live. That's the new site on Rumble. Hundreds of thousands followed just last day. I want to thank all of you that did at AJN Live there. Follow us there. Get the free app for the Droid and for Apple for your phone at AlexJonesApp.com. This is a revolutionary act. Share that on your email list, your text message list. Tell those you share it to share it. That creates the chain reaction. And then support us at thealexjonesstore.com. When you support us, we are absolutely unstoppable. Become a VIP at thealexjonesstore.com, because you get $40 to spend in the store each month, special deals, special offers, special sales on everything on top of it. Cancel anytime. Stand with us. All of our victories are shared together. It's because of you. Take action now at realalexjones.com and thealexjonesstore.com.